Look. Look at them right here. Look at them, they're going. They're everywhere. Today on DockSide TV, we're going to be doing just like we did last year after Tropical Storm Lee. Now it's after Tropical Storm Isaac. We're bouncing around from all of the North Shore bayous and shorelines, and trouts got pushed up in there. They got shrimp jumping out the water. There's white trout and speckled trout pretty thick in all of the bayous on the North Shore. But while we're running from bayou to bayou, the birds are diving on bull reds and jack crevalle. It's crazy. You're going to really like some of these clips we got here. Whenever you fish in these bayous, especially after hurricanes, is when it pushes them white shrimp in. I like to get in the bayous once the sun comes up. Usually we get on the shorelines whenever right at daylight through top water. Once the sun comes up, as you can see, we caught most of our fish in the bayou today, including this big croaker right here too. And once the sun comes up, what you want to do is just get the boat positioned here. We're using a 3/8 ounce golden eye, and I'm using a midnight mullet matrix shad. I got a little chartreuse dip on the tail. Just want to get a cast distance off of the shoreline here. You're just going to cast it towards the shoreline, let it hit the water, and where you're throwing it's just a few feet deep. You're just going to slowly jig it off of the shoreline and let it come down that drop off, railing your slack. And the whole time you want to be watching the slack in your line. That's when it's going to tell you when those bites are occurring. After you jig, you got to wait 2 or 3 seconds. Let that bait get back to the bottom. Pause, and then you'll see the line go limp. That's what tells you that you're on the bottom. You're going to jig it 3 or 4 times. Then you're just going to cast again. Now, what's going to be easier when you're working a trolling motor, trying to cover some ground to see where the fish are, always put the tide to your back, or if it's real windy, put the wind to your back. That way you're not fighting against it. You always want to make it as easy on the trolling motor as you can and just mosey your way down a bayou. And right now, I'm just basically putting myself in the middle of the bayou. It's an incoming tide. I'm working it towards the back part of the bayou. And I'm just working this 3/8 ounce jig head off the drop-offs. Nice little trout. These bayous are getting loaded with trout just like they did last year. And the reason why these bayous get these trout, they usually last for about 3 weeks to 2 months. Again, on that midnight mullet matrix shad, 3/8 ounce golden eye. But the reason why these trout get in here like this is because of the white shrimp. White shrimp's the key. So what you need to be looking for whenever you're back here is that when the white shrimp come up, the birds will be diving. You see one bird dive, you got to drop the trolling motor and try it. Whenever the birds aren't diving, just simply work the shorelines and the ditches. That's the best thing to do. But keep your eyes peeled for the birds. That's the answer. Alright, we're coming to the mouth of the lake again here, about to get on plane and call it a day. It was a pretty successful day. We got 30 or so specks and about a dozen white trout, and this is going to be pretty much your main pattern from, I'd say, anywhere for the next 3 weeks to 6 weeks, and until the water temperatures get around the 70-degree mark, that's when we'll start coming back out in the lake and fishing the bridges. But while it's in the mid to high 70s, you start getting them first cool fronts. The white shrimp are coming in these bayous. This is where the trout like to be. Speckled trout, white trout, Expects up to about 2.5 to 3 pounds is a big one. Mostly school trout, good eating size trout. So I hope you learned something from this. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for them birds if you want to catch one of them big bruiser jackerbells or a bull red. And when you're in the bayous, be looking for those shrimp to start jumping out the water. That's when you're going to have a shot at catching a limit. So until next time, we'll see you at DockSide.